All right. Well, thank you so much, Lisa, for coming back. I know that we met a little bit last week to complete your assessment and your intake paperwork. Today, I want to talk about the reason why you came in to seek services. Can you explain to me a little bit about what that reason was?
I think I'm really trying to mend the relationship, or at least um, like heal from my childhood as far as like the relationship with my mother.
Okay.
Now that I have daughters, I kind of resent my mom from my childhood. Um, so yeah, we were talking about that, about my mom and her, the way she was as a parent.
Can you explain to me a little more about how you resent your mom?
Well, for starters, when I was a child, she was always on welfare. I think she never really held her own, and I never really understood that. Um, she she neglected me. Like in retrospect, she neglected me, and I really just don't know why. How you could neglect your daughters, you know?
Yeah. What kind of neglect did you experience?
I was always alone. I think from the age of 10 on, I most of my memories were alone. Um, I I was overweight. I remember I sought comfort. I sought comfort and food tremendously, and I just don't have any closure. I feel like when I talk with my mom now, she has no remorse for our childhood. Like she has no remorse for what she did. She acts like a victim, really. Yeah,
So I hear you saying that you have resentment towards her because she wasn't there for you when you needed her, and you had to turn to other things for comfort, like food.
it started
How
off
you
with
mentioned.
food. It trickled into addiction. Honestly, in my adolescent, my teen years, my young adult life, I struggled with addiction tremendously because of that. Um, yeah, she doesn't even understand the impact that she had on me, and I think I just don't, trying to get through it, trying to figure out how to heal without the person feeling bad for what they did.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So the fact that she wasn't there for you and you had to turn to other things for the comfort that she couldn't provide to you. And then as an adult, she continues not to recognize that she hurt you, still leaves you feeling like you have no closure with her, which brings about the resentment, right? And so now that you have daughters of your own, it sounds like you may be fearful that this could potentially be an issue with you and your children.
I absolutely know that's not going to happen. I absolutely love my daughters to the moon and back, and I think that's why I'm starting to struggle now that they're 10 and 12, so they're at like that prime age where I remember when my mom drifted away from me, I think when I needed her the most, and I would never drift away from them.
Yeah.
But I think I
Yeah.
just would like to have the healthiest relationship possible with my daughters, and I think that me, working through these with my mom, that it would benefit my daughters and me. So
Absolutely. Absolutely gaining some closure towards those feelings that you have with your mother so you can heal and be a whole person for your daughters.
exactly.
Yes, that's very admirable, and I think that that's a good thing. I think that's a good goal. So you already are a step ahead where you were with, as far as raising your children, where your mother was with raising you, correct? Absolutely. So what initially I hear, what do you recognize when you say that, say my mom wasn't there for you? I hear abandonment. Can you identify any other feelings that come up for you when you think about your relationship with your mother?
Abandonment, disappointment, disgust, and sadness.
And is there any? Obviously, there is um, some evidence for you on to validate those feelings that you have, right? Is there any times that you can remember or any evidence suggesting that maybe that wasn't exactly the case? Anything that you can think of or identify?
Um, like kind of being empathetic. Like me, I understand the struggle of raising children alone. And I know my mom was a single mother.
Yeah.
But I don't understand not striving for more.
Yeah.
I understand that she had a troubled childhood, but I don't understand her not getting over it for her children.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Those aren't feelings that you identify with. Those aren't behaviors that you align with, right? Those aren't practices that you agree
absolutely
with.
not.
Yeah, that's understandable. For you to gain closure, to be a whole person for your daughters, what do you think you would need?
I'm not really sure. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to figure that out. I'm trying to figure out, do I need to just write my mom off? Do I need to make amends with her? But I can't really make amends with her if she don't want to make amends. If she doesn't take any accountability for what she has done, then I can't really do that. So, I don't know really. I guess I will continue to be a better mom, but I'm not really sure, you know.
It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to kind of figure it all at once.
Do I stop dealing with her completely? Then I feel like a bad daughter, but I don't really even have a connection to my mom.
Yeah.
I think I'm more sad for me as a child.
Maybe mourning, right, the loss of a relationship, grieving over that, which is okay sometimes. You know, we have to be able to do that when we're setting boundaries with certain family members that only cause us hurt, right?
Right.
So sometimes it is healthier not to have them around, and there is a grieving process that has to take place for us to be able to be okay with that. Absolutely, 100%, right? And it's not going to. It's going to take work, and it's going to take several sessions. It's not going to be something that's going to be an easy fix or completed or overnight, right?
Right.
Absolutely. What do you think in a perfect world, if there was no limit to what
My mom would take accountability for her mistakes as a mother. She would apologize sincerely from her heart. She would become part of my life. She would be an active grandma, an active mother. We would have a healthy relationship. We would go out to breakfast. We would go shopping together. That would be my perfect world for my mom. But it's never probably going to happen.
And if she does not, and if it never happens, what does that look like, and what does that mean for you and your children?
That means I build those with my children. That means I go to breakfast with my daughters and I take my daughters shopping. And I do that with them. That means.
Do you have other family members in your life that you can go to for help?
Absolutely. I do.
Okay. So I'd like to continue to work with you towards identifying the strengths in the other relationships that you have with your other family members, and maybe helping to learn how to grieve the loss of that relationship with your mother that seems to be really super important for you. Absolutely, right? So that way you can continue to work on being the best parent that you can for your children. Those automatic thoughts that come to you when you think about your mother and the role that she's had in your life, or lack of, right? Let's start working on replacing that with not realistic. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that word. Let's start replacing that with um, different statements than what you've automatically said. She wasn't there for me. She couldn't be there. She didn't care about me. She was never on her own. She was a single mother. Let's start replacing that with statements like she was left alone with children. Maybe she wasn't shown love by her parents. Let's start working on replacing those automatic thoughts that come into your mind immediately when you think of mom. So that way, your thoughts that automatically pop up will affect your belief system towards her and help. And we're doing this not to forgive her because she deserves it necessarily. We're doing this to bring closure to you, so that way you can be a whole person again, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. And would you say your relationship with your children today is very good?
I think it's, yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Okay. So you're close with them and you spend a lot of time
We
with
do.
them?
I spend as much time as I can with them, and I enjoy them very much.
Okay. All right. So we're going to end it there today. And I look forward to seeing you again next week, okay?
All right, thank you.